Hello, I'm Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this episode, I want to give you some writing advice that I recently heard that comes from Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. And before I fully get into it though, I would like to take the opportunity to invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. That way you get all the various lessons and episodes that I put out right when I put them out. Thank you if you just did, and thank you if you already were. It truly does mean a lot to me, as I hope it does to you. So let's get into this, right? So this is from a video. I guess it's from a class that Matt and Trey were teaching about writing. And I saw it on TikTok, so it was all just snippets. But, it just goes to show, like, if you curate your social media, you can stumble onto some really insightful stuff, right? So what the advice was to write in a but therefore format. What does that mean? Well, that's a good question. So take a quick step back and consider how most of us speak when we tell a story, right? Especially like as a writer, right? They ask you it's generally a good idea to be able to say out loud in a short and concise way what your overall story is, right? And generally, as human beings, when we tell a story, it's always, and then this happened, and then this, right? So that's that. And then format. Storytelling shouldn't have an and then format, because then it's just a series of events. The but therefore format states that, okay, Phil went to get ice cream, but when he got there, he had no money. Therefore, he asked a bunch of people if he could get some money, but they only had foreign currency. I don't know, right? I'm just making this completely up on the spot. But it's that. It's an expectation, a complication, then an action based on that complication, right? So it's a series of cause and effect, right? So it's in a way, like, obviously that's what storytelling is, right? But sometimes, you just hear something in the most simplistic way possible, and it just clicks, right? And if you just keep that in the back of your mind, one of my big proponents is always going back to the basics, right? And this is as basic as you can get. So if you can look at your outline when you're working on a story, right, for whatever medium, a novel, a screenplay, TV show, doesn't matter, is it in that sort of way? Is it a but therefore structure? Now, you don't have to use those exact words specifically, although it can help, right? Nothing wrong with that, because again, it's just an outline. But that's a beautiful way to really measure yourself and the story to see, okay, is it compelling or is it just a series of events, right? And yeah, it just, seeing this and hearing this sort of perspective on it really just cracked me open in a beautiful way. And so I wanted to share that with you, right? It's a very simple thing. Just when creating a story, work in but therefore structure, and you'll have the makings of a compelling story, right? So thank you so much. That's what I have for you in this episode. But, as always, comment down below if you have any questions or thoughts of your own. In fact, I want to pose a little challenge to you and just, like a 3 to 4 sentence story. Try the but therefore format. Create a 3 to 4 sentence mini story. It doesn't have to be that great, right? We're not going for the most hard-hitting thing, but just enough to showcase, like, okay, that you understand the format, because practice makes permanent, right? And you can learn and so forth, right, by doing that. So I would, love to see what we collectively come up with. I gave you my little BS story, not very good, but it does fit that format, and it has the makings of something that could be revised into something, right? Anyway, thank you so much. If you appreciate what I do, then as always, you can go on my Patreon page, patreon.com/PhilSvitek, and we can interact more directly there. Likewise, if you appreciate what I do and want to support me in the other facets, aka my art, I have books, movies, and stuff like that. They're all available to you in the description box. Supporting that stuff helps support this because it's symbiotic, right? By getting to do that, I can learn and give you the lessons of that journey, right? So your journey through the creative arts can be a little bit easier, right? But thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.